Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome to my channel. Oh my gosh, my voice. It's back. It sounds pretty normal. Oh my goodness. I feel like Ariel. I feel like the little mermaid. I got my voice back, you guys. It definitely sounded like I was dredging the bottom of the sea while I was sick. That's for sure. Okay, so let me get things situated here. We're gonna do a few things this morning. Here she is. I hope you guys are all doing well. Okay, yes, there's a lot on my desk. I am revisiting this design that I love so much. I'm gonna turn this design, it only needs to be a little bit bigger, and we're gonna alter these canvases, which is gonna be a lot of fun. I have 4, so that's how many I can make. And I have this really pretty printable, and I'm going to put one of those girls on the front of this cover. We'll do that first. That'll be our warm-up exercise. We may end up using, I think these are the only ones I have printed. I may end up using these. Not sure. Boy, I've got a lot of things on my desk, and the pile is high, and I don't even know if I have what I need, but let's go for it anyways. I've got a pile of scraps over here, and I got a pile of miscellaneous over there. I'm just gonna stack right up on it. So yesterday we made this little traveler's notebook, and I wasn't crazy about her, I'm gonna be honest. I wish the cover was just a bit higher than the signatures. They're not a problem, they fit in the cover. It's fine, but a little higher would have been nice. And so I liked this yellow. Let's see if I still like it today. I'm going to take this yellow. I'm going to pop a girl on it. Maybe not. I don't know if I like those girls for this journal. So maybe not. But we might use them in our, we may use those girls on our wall hanging pieces that we're going to make. So I'm just going to eyeball this, get it somewhat straight. And I will find, I know who I want, but I'm going to have to print her up. There's a girl that I want to put on here. She's adorable. She's fabulous, and she's who I really want to put on here. So I'm just going to put this like this, and I'm going to have to print those girls later. It's one of my little laughing girls from Sweet Pea Curiosities, and she's kind of kooky, kind of crazy, and a whole lot of fun. I wish I could print her right this moment, but that would entail me going to my computer and finding her, which is not the quickest thing to do. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. I'm going to get this out. We're going to open these. Now, this is not going to be the theme. This is going to, but I am going to mimic the style for these. Okay, so these are from the Dollar Tree, these canvases, and they are 6 by 8. They cost $1.25 last weekend, or not last weekend, I was sick. A couple of weekends ago. They're 100% natural cotton canvas, excellent for oil and acrylic paints, or mixed media, which is what we're going to do. And the fact that it's 6 by 8, you could seriously use like a bitty penny paper pad and cover the whole back with that. So you don't really have to paint or be an artist per se. Don't like get in your head about that when it comes to these. That was one reason I picked this size, because I was like, 6 by 8. I've got lots of 6 by 8 paper. And if I'm not mistaken, my new Tim Holtz embossing folders would even cover this. I'll get one out to find out. But we're going to make 4 canvases. These are for me to take to Paper Ganzo with me to give to friends. Okay. I'm taking journals, canvases, all kinds of things. Okay. So I liked how this was clean and simple, the background. I did embossing, so I actually embossed the whole card. But I could definitely emboss. And here's the cool thing. This is a 5 by 7 card. So you can see, like, you could just work with the 5 by 7 and then you would just have a small area around it. You could basically treat this like a really large card. It's kind of like an A9 card. A little different. An A9 card is 5.5 by 8.5 when folded. But it's pretty close because it's 6 by 8. Hey, Miss Jessica, how you doing? Hey, Paula Rice. Hi, Esther. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Linda. Hi, Angie and Elena and Vicky. Miss Vicky, we're going to be up in Oklahoma City. We're going to be so close to you on Sunday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. All right. So let's do this. The other thing, if there are no embossing folders, no worries, because we've got stencils that will definitely work for these 6 by 8 canvases. I kind of like the idea of them going this way and then our paper going across them. I think that might be pretty interesting. You could cover these with napkins and do something like my BRB sign. This was a napkin and I just pieced them together. I mean, this BRB sign is just about the same size as these canvases. And these are made with I collaged these with napkins. So you could collage the back of these with paper and napkins. Gel prints, if you do gel printing, the possibilities truly are endless. I'm in a bit of a mass production need at the moment. So we're going to tackle these. You could use paste, but I think what I'm going to do, and I'm kind of deciding on the fly here, you could do crackle paint. You have to be in Dallas. Well, I plan on meeting up with you, Vicki. We're going to do a Route 66 tour with my mom later this year. And so I'm going to meet up with you then, is what I was planning. It'll be a less hectic time, and I think it'll be easier to coordinate. So I've just got some gesso here. let's just get started. So it's a very mixed media day here at the craft table for me. What are you guys working on? I'd love to know. I'm going to put it directly on here. All right. I aborted making more traveler's notebooks right now. And opted for these. I've lost days and it's so frustrating because there was a lot more that I wanted to do in preparation for paper Ganza, but being sick kind of robbed me of that time, unfortunately. At Paula Rice, did I see that you won something from Crafty Owl? Oh, good, Miss Paula. She says, Angie, yes, I won the sets of dies. I'm so excited. Oh, Paula, I am so excited for you. I get real excited when my friends win things. When I see somebody I know won something, I always get real excited. Okay, so I just used gesso, and this gesso isn't highly texturized. This could have been white acrylic paint applied thickly, to be honest. I'm going to leave that like that. So if you wanted the embossing folder look, but you don't have large embossing folders and you wanted to work on this 6x8 canvas, you can just use a stencil. Use some gesso if you have it. I recommend having some gesso in your craft room if you like mixed media. And just put the, the gesso on the white canvas and you're going to get the, kind of that embossing folder look. I really like that, so I'm going to keep doing that to some more canvases while we all chat. Working on watercolor backgrounds. Cool. Working on watercolor backgrounds for cards and a journal to write in for a friend. How nice, Esther. That's very nice and sounds like a lot of fun. I love watercolor. We all know that. I've been watching Miss Karen McCoy. So my friend Beth, Happy Place, oh, there she is. Hi, Beth. My friend Beth at Happy Place Crafting has been venturing down the watercolor rabbit hole. And she put me on to Karen. And I'm in love with Karen. Karen is very in love with watercolor. And if you've ever wanted to paint flowers, but you don't want to be too fussy, but you want to paint like beautiful roses and things with watercolor, you should definitely go check out Karen. Or if you just like channels that really lift you up and fun people, crafters, you should go check out Karen. Beth, I need to like make you a moderator. Are you a moderator yet? No, let me just, if you don't mind. Then you can add her. Dun, da, da, da. I hope you don't mind. I've added you as a moderator. There, now you can add her link if you want. Don't worry, there's no commitment with moderating my channel. Other than if you want to add a link, you can. You don't have to be here for every live or anything like that. There's no pressure. Okay, I really like this. I like where we're going, you guys. Okay, so here's the thing. Maybe you're not going to Paper Ganza, right? Maybe you want to start making, I think I'm going to have to go back and get a whole lot more of these from the Dollar Tree, because you could use these with like Christmas stuff and make Christmas pictures. You can ship these very inexpensively because they're so lightweight. You would want to protect them. Make sure you put cardboard on the front and back, and like use like painter's tape or masking tape to keep them together, something that won't damage your artwork. But you would want to ship them with a nice piece of cardboard on the front and back, and probably in a box, because, you know, Dollar Tree canvas, we're going to think it was $1.25. So may not, you know, finger could go through it probably. It's probably not the most sturdy canvas you've ever seen in your life, which is fine. Get what you pay for. But yeah, you could ship these. You could make wall hangings for your friends if they're abroad, or family, and ship these. They could be in any theme you want. And what's cool about this is you get to use supplies you already have. And they're in a size that shouldn't feel too awkward for most of us paper crafters, whether we make junk journals or cards. 6x8 is roughly the size of most standard junk journals, and really close to a 5x7 card, just 1 inch larger height and width than a 5x7 card. So it's real estate we can all handle, a 6x8 canvas. If you don't have a Dollar Tree or you're opposed, you can probably find this size canvas in other places. Also, they make something called a canvas board, and so it doesn't have the wood frame around it, but it's on a board, like a hard chipboard. So you could also check out those, and they would be even better for shipping if you need to ship it to someone. We'll keep exploring these and making more of these. I just have to go pick up more the next time I'm at the Dollar Tree. Okie doke. Looky there. 4 of them done. Hi, Carmina. Hi, Auntie Caffeinated Crafts. Or Caffeine Crafts. How you doing? Di's here. Hi, Di. Hi, Jennifer McKinnon. Who could possibly be opposed to the Dollar Tree? That's the thing you've missed. You don't have one, Jennifer? Well, you know, I find people can be opposed to just about anything these days. That's a dangerous question to ask. Okay, oh gosh, I stuck my finger in that one. It's very humid here. I am gonna go wash this real quick because I'm gonna be a responsible stencil owner, and I'll be right back. So y'all just do what you do over there in the chat. Hi, Miss Dawn. the back. I did it. Okay. Set that over there and let that dry. Did you guys know? Have I told you that I have my favorite stencil is the so used, yeah, any usable places on it. It needs to soak for about a week. I'm typically not that girl who really worries about her stencils too much. It just depends. This one's brand new. I've never used it before, so I'm trying to be good about it. Did you guys know I inherited a Godzilla for the craft room? That's right. He's large and in charge. Like, this dude is taking, I think I'm gonna have to build a shelf to go on the wall. But I just want you to know that he's here inspiring me, that I inherited my son's Godzilla. Yep. He's as big as my industrial paper cutter. He's huge. And I love him. I know. We all a new friend. He's actually been here with me for a couple of weeks. I thought I showed him to you guys. Obviously, I didn't. But yes, we have our craft room mascot. Godzilla is in the house. And I need to build him a shelf. He's mine. When my son brought him out of his room, I was like, what are you doing with Godzilla? And he's like, oh, I'm getting rid of him. And I was like, sure, I'll take him. So he's extra special because he belonged to my son and because it's Godzilla. All right. These might dry sometime next week is what I'm feeling. So I'm going to force them dry. I'm using, because it's just gesso. And you can use a heat gun on things like gesso and canvas. We're going to sit here and I'm going to get these little suckers to dry in while we chat. Oh, I love that. My grandson has a big gorilla like that. Does my son have King Kong? Because if he does, I thought he did. I need to check the shelf. He had amazing dinosaurs and stuff. And I'm keeping them. I can't get rid of them. You know, I have given away like all of my children's things over the years, their clothes, their toys they didn't want. I kept very little. I literally kept one small box, which might be bad parenting. I don't know. But my daughter wants to get rid of her Barbies. I was like, I'm keeping those. And my son wanted to get rid of all of his dinosaurs and cool action figures. And I was like, nope, I'm keeping those too. So I don't even feel bad about it because it's not like I've kept everything. I've kept very little over the years. But now that both of my kids are past toys, it's like and these, like my daughter has played with Barbies since she was 2. She fell in love with them. I don't even know where she saw them or how she fell in love with them, but she fell in love with them. And it's always cracked my mom up because I never liked Barbies when I was a little girl. I liked baby dolls. I was a baby doll girl. I had so many babies, I should have been turned into social services probably. I had so many babies as a little girl. I had all the baby dolls. And never liked Barbie. My daughter at 2 fell in love with Barbie, so it's hilarious. But yeah, I'm keeping her Barbies. And then my son always loved dinosaurs since he was a little boy. And he had quite a cool collection. And I'm keeping those too. Because those are things that they loved their whole childhood. And now that they're teenagers, I just want to keep them. It's like the last hurrah. It's my last chance. So this side may not be dry like all the way through, but I'm just kind of getting it started. Because of course I want to do mixed media. I'm gonna heat it a little from the back. Miss Cheryl's in the house. I only had a Barbie so I could justify her horses. You were a horse collector. Love that. Yeah. Makes it much more special. Okay, so we're going to move on from this one. I know it's not done drying, but we've gotten it started. It knows the direction I want it to go. It's very humid here. Maybe there's rain above us again. Maybe. Let me drink some water. Everybody stay hydrated. Vintage cards. It sounds absolutely amazing. I know. I wanted to make cards today so bad. You guys, I'm going to try to craft it with y'all from paper Ganza. How does that sound? I'm going to go live. I'm going to pop a squat next to Angie, Sharon Castor, Linda Gorman. I'm going to pop a squat next to some of these ladies. And I'm going to make a card with them. And I'm going to go live from paper Ganza. Does that sound good? Oh, good. I thought y'all might like that. So yeah, most of my content will actually be over on the Craft Roulette channel, but I'm going to do some on my channel too. And what I'm going to do is sit next to some of my favorite people who hang out here with us. John and Jill are going to be there. John Pounds and Jill Pounds. I'm going to pop a squat next to them. And I'm going to craft with them. It's going to have to be in short. I can't sit and spend 3 hours. But what I was thinking is I can make a sheet load. Not a whole sheet load. I mean one card. But we could sit and make a card together. I will be working, but I want to craft just a little bit with my friends while I'm there. The thing is I don't have a seat at their table. So we'll have to figure that part out. Hey, Miss Paige. I have a big tub of Legos. This year I got them for the kids. My husband and his brother sent them to the store to buy more. Oh my goodness. My son right now, Vicky, is in his room building Legos. I think Legos are for all ages. I have a coworker. She fell in love with Legos last year, I think, or maybe the year before. Time is funny like that now. What feels like last year was 3 years ago. But anyways, she's got Legos all over the place now, sets that she's built. All right. This is fun watching paint dry, huh? Oh, I loved Lego as a kid. I still do, but the kits have gone so expensive. Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah, my son wanted this kit and he had gotten an Amazon gift card from his grandma for his birthday this past weekend. And he started his own Amazon account to just put his card in there and buy it. Turns out, like, he didn't know because, you know, he just turned 15. But he didn't know that, like, in order to get, like, free shipping and 2-day shipping, you have to have a Prime account. He just set up a free account. So that $65 Lego set turned into $81, and it was so frustrating. So what he's doing now is in there right now this morning, improvising with the Legos that he has. He bought a smaller set that he could afford, that he didn't have to spend any extra money on, and he's improvising with the Legos he already has. Isn't that smart? I'm proud of him. Sorry about this, you guys. We're just mass making here, and I won't get these fully dry, but at least we'll get them headed in the right direction. This should be the most boring part of it all. It'll get better, I promise. Cheryl, you had a real horse? Hi, Lena. Unless it's Lana. You let me know. I want to say Lena, but it might be Lana. But either way, so glad you're here. Okay, one more. One more. What kind of horse did you have? My son got Lego for Christmas last year, only to open the box and some of the oh gosh. And they wouldn't do anything about it. That's not right. You know, those pieces cost probably for the whole box at most what I mean, I'm being very gracious here to say that they're $5 to produce and manufacture a Lego set, and they charge $70, and they can't send you some missing pieces or make that better. Shame on you, Lego. Shame on you. There's no reason for that. Just call it like it is. See, and that's a really good way to shoot yourself in the foot when you're selling little plastic pieces for $70 and you've got people who love them and you don't make it right. It leaves a bad taste in their mouth. That's not how you take care of your people. They've got stores at Disney and all over the world. They can send a kid a replacement Lego set. I'm just saying. Well, there you go. Gets my blood going, doesn't it? Got my blood pumping. You know, we live in the Austin area, and in Austin we have a really cool used Lego store where you can buy sets and buy pieces and buy characters by themselves. We like to go there. Okay, so those pieces are going to continue to dry, and I found that I got these dies. These are from KS Craft. Shabby, I don't know what they're called. Got them on Amazon. I wasn't even thinking of this project at the time, but I think they're going to be perfect. And they just came in the mail yesterday. So when we did this before, I just took strips of paper and I took the ribbon, just folded them over, stitched them right there. I didn't do anything special. I didn't even fishtail the ends. I just took strips of paper and ribbon. Very easy. You don't have to, you do not need these. Is all I'm trying to say, is you need nothing more than paper. And you can use ribbon if you have ribbon, because I had it with this kit, but you don't have to have it. So you could also just use thinner strips of paper. You could use washi tape for this project. You could use anything. But I did get these, and I'm going to use them. Hopefully, if they'll fit on here. Yippee! I'm going to use them. All right, here we go. We're going to cut out some strips. And this is where I need to pick a color palette. And I'm not sure. Let's see, die cut. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure what color palette I'm going to use, you guys. Let's see. Got my die cutting machine out. Sorry, it's really close up. It's a little better. We're gonna die cut these out. Scraps weren't in here. Kind of like those colors. I've got these other scraps that from when I made my journal the other day. Like those three are nice together. Let's run those three through. Looky there. I'm going to angle it because it's always better to put your dies at an angle when you run them through. So I'm going to angle it. I'm just going to pop this right on top. Going through my favorite die cutting machine of all time. What kind of journal did you make? Which one? Oh, the other day. I'm following you now. I made a traveler's notebook with this cover that I got for $3 from Ranger when I was ordering the new Simon Hurley inks. And I just made myself 3 traveler's notebook inserts. Look at this, with my favorite paper. All of my favorite papers, though. That's not my only one. Look at this. These are from, I have 3 paper packs in my craft room that I consider my favorites. And my 12 by 12s that like I can't replace. I can get usually more Maggie Holmes, but this is like one of those that like I can't get more. And then I made funky dolls to go inside. Look, I put this little girl. She's really, it's the stamp of a little girl blowing out candles. But I layered it with this girl and it looks like she's trying to get a drink of her Coke. Because that's the kind of journal this is. It's a journal for ideas for my channel and stuff. Okay. That cover is so fat. I know. Isn't that cool? We're going to make more of those funky dolls. I can't do it today because, or this week, because I'm trying to get ready for this trip. But when I get back, we are going to have some fun with those, with making dolls for that journal and just making dolls in general. We're going to have some fun. I just have to stay focused for this event. Come on, come on. I don't know where my pokey tool is. just have to use, I think it's in the other room. I had my daughter doing some die cutting for me the other day, and she was using the pokey tool, and I think it's in the other room. I was like, I'll pay you. And then I have this one. Oh, good. Here it is. This one is one my friend Sharon Johnson made for me. Okay. Sarah Johnson, not Sharon Johnson. Sharon Johnson is another friend of mine in my private life, not my crafty life. But Sarah Johnson is in my crafty life. Okay, here we go. And we'll do that again. Okay. Hi, Jill Pounds. How you doing? What are you doing during the event? Oh, well, I'm a crafty correspondent for Craft Roulette, so I will be reporting live. I'm their roving reporter during the event. I will be reporting and doing, letting people know all about paper ganza, but also for myself, for my kicks, I'm going to sit down and make some cards with some friends that are going to be there, like Jill and John Pounds and Sharon Castor and Angie Downs and Vicky and Linda and Nima and all the I have so many fabulous friends that are going to be at this event, and I want to sit down and make cards with them if I can. It'll have to be real quick, but I just cannot wait to see everyone. Okay. It's so funny, y'all. I wanted, a few months ago, I've been trying to eat better and do better and be healthier just because I want to live a long time for my kiddos and my hubby and be the best version of myself, and be healthy. But I also had thought, I'd love to lose some weight before Craft Roulette. I have lost no weight. So people are going to be getting some fluffy hugs from me. I hope y'all are ready, because I'm fluffy. And I've got fluffy hugs to give. And I won't have COVID then. All right. This one is going to be tricky. I want to get the most out of this paper, and I want this paper. So this one's going to be a little tricky. It didn't take long for me to go, my friends don't care if I'm fluffy. So it was easy to get myself out of that one. Whoa, whoa. Craft a Lynch. Do y'all ever come into your craft room? I'm sure yours is not nearly as chaotic as mine. Do you ever come into your craft room and go, wow, I must have missed a craft a lunch today? I do. I'll come in and I'll find something in the floor where it doesn't belong, and I'm like, missed that. You know what? I love a lot of the things on the Mediterranean diet. I did try Mediterranean and paleo, and I thought it was kind of like, as far as those kinds of diets go, it would be the one that I could probably stick to. I mean, not that I stuck to it, but I did try that at one point. This year I've cut most like pasta, rice, bread out of my diet. And then food that I consider trashy food, I try not to eat anymore. Doritos, you know, things like that. But hey, if you love trashy food, come sit by me because I used to love it too. I mean, look, if someone gave me Doritos, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't eat those anymore. I'd be like, sure. But I don't buy them and I don't seek them out. But I'm never so strict as to not take things graciously. Or in the moment, I was raised, you know, like, hello, I was raised in the 80s. If you have something to eat, you're good. Like, just be happy. My mom did not raise a picky child. Let's just say that. I really want to use this blue. But I think this blue we won't use with the same kind of strips. So let's take a look at how many I've cut out. I've just kind of been cutting and talking with you guys. I've got quite a few to work with. This is enough for how many canvases is what I'm trying to work out in my head. 2 canvases. Okay, well, we got to keep going then because we have 4 canvases. This piece of paper, I do want to use it, but see how it already has like this design to it? I'm just going to cut this with my paper trimmer. I don't need to cut that one with the dies. So I'm going to put this to the side. Let me find another piece of paper. Okay, I also have all of these scraps. Yes, let's use some of my scraps too. I think I can put this paper trimmer away. Let's see, what's on the other side of this? Let's cut out of this. And then I'll put this paper trimmer or this die cutting machine away and we'll start doing other things. Okay, so let's cut out of this though. The other thing I need to do, you guys, is seriously get back into like yoga and Tai Chi. Because I also want to, and weightlifting. We bought a weightlifting machine, a home gym. I've used it one time. But yeah, I just want to be healthy, that's all. Okay. Cheat days. Yeah. There's this guy I'm watching and I'm following his journey. And he's using AI to lose weight and like plan his life out. He found himself, you know, overweight, out of work. He was kind of at the end of his rope with him managing his own life. So he decided, what do I have to lose? I don't have a job and I'm overweight and can never make diets work after 30 years or whatever. And he's like, what do I have to lose? AI can't do it worse than me. What if I let AI run it? And then he created a channel around it. And he has been extremely motivating for lots of people. It's now become his full-time job. In fact, he's, whoops, he's able to make a living off his channel now. Mainly because of Patreon, but because he started a Patreon as well. But yeah, he did a video the other day, and it was about cheat days, because he allowed himself a cheat day, and then he just kind of went off the rails. But what's really encouraging, so he's using AI like a coach, basically like a health coach, and AI is helping him not only like plan his diet and give him a shopping list and things like that, but it's really helping him through some of these challenges that he couldn't overcome in the past when he was dieting. And so he did this video the other day that was about his cheat day, when he kind of went bananas on his cheat day. And it was so insightful what AI had to say about that. Anyways, he's down 60 pounds, and he has been so successful that he's able to live off his YouTube and Patreon income. So I think that's pretty cool. I'd say it's definitely been a success for him. All right. We've got strips of paper. Now, let's put these away. That's true. You do have to be careful with AI. It's not always accurate. And another friend of a coworker actually of mine, AI is a big thing at in our company right now. And a coworker of mine, he still needs to send me that article. He hasn't sent it to me yet. I'll have to remind him today that I really want to read it. But he had read an article about people who are using AI too much is causing like psychosis, which is interesting. You know, it wouldn't be for everyone, and I don't know how much is too much, and I haven't read the article yet. I don't know what they are finding, but bye, I love you. Yeah, interesting stuff. Just like these strips of paper. Okay, so these dies, let me turn it. See how they emboss? Okay, so they embossed a line so that you can like scrunch them up into like little pieces. I don't really want to do that, so I'm just gonna consider that like an interesting design aspect, because I don't have to scrunch them, and I don't want to scrunch them, so I'm not going to. But see, they have these lines so that basically you could scrunch these up and make them dimensional. Miss Paula Rise. My craft space had a landslide during the early morning hours overnight. Oh, that happened to you. Well, you know, I have to say, like, you know how they put out warnings near campsites of like fire potential and stuff? It's always a red flag day around here. It's always a red flag day in this craft room. As long as nothing gets broken and nobody gets hurt, you're fine. Look at these fabulous scraps. Okay, so we have our scraps. I may not even need to cut into this. I'm going to put it to the side. If I want to, if I need it, I'll pull it out. But I think it might be good just like this. Let's see. I'm looking at one of the canvases. It's not dry. This one's tacky, so it's not quite dry. Let's look at some others. That one's not dry. Golly, it's so humid here today. Where's the other one? Okay. I have them None of them are dry. Alrighty then. Let's cut out some ladies. This one reminds me of Lauren Taylor. I'm going to make this one for Miss Lauren. Lauren Taylor Handmade, I think is the name of her channel. She just joined our craft roulette team. I want this one. I like her. She kind of reminds me of Medusa a little bit. Let me grab this girl right here. Here, y'all pick the next one. I'm going to do those three. I don't want the sleeping girl, okay? So we're going to say A, B, C, D, E. All right, y'all pick A, B, C, D, E. Actually, I don't want those two. A, B, C, D. Oh, bye, Cheryl. Be careful driving. I'm so glad you were here. It's so good to see you. Well, y'all pick. I've got a C. Now I have to do A, B, C. I like C. I like C too. I think C is a great choice. I'm going to do a little bit. Oh, more C. Okay, 2 C's, a D. Miss Vicki likes D. D is nice. I like D too. A or B. A, 2 A's. Yeah, she's nice. She reminds me of like Frida. She's got some Frida vibes going on. Oh my gosh, I have Frida that I could use. Ooh, I might have to make one of these Frida. I've only got 4 canvases, you know. Okay, so let me tell you the words that I'm going to put on these. Dream, create, inspire. So I'm making these for content creators because they have to dream about what they're going to make. They have to create it and then inspire others. So I'm using those words in that order. So I like her because she looks like she's dreaming. This looks like Lauren. I don't know. I liked her, but maybe not. Okay, so we've got A, C, C, Jennifer likes them all. Good morning, Kim. Should we use Frida, though? I feel like I should pull out a Frida. I don't know if I want to cut this girl all the way out. I might leave her more square with her background. Okay. I definitely have to use this one. This is like necessity. This totally reminds me of Miss Lauren. I think I'll cut her out a bit. I gotta go to the post office today. I have a couple of orders. Thank you so much to the people who ordered. Paper. I'm so excited. They ordered my paper pads. One of them, bless her heart, ordered right when I got sick. So she's been waiting longer than normal. I'll make it up to her. At least I'll try. I'll have some goodies in there for her. I really like this girl. I think we might use her. This is C, by the way. So I think I'll break the tie. And pick her. She reminds me of Crafty Owl. Does she remind anyone else of Crafty Owl energy? She gives me Crafty Owl energy. I need one of these for Miss Mary Gunn. Okay, Lauren, Crafty Owl. I'm going to give this one to, I think, Miss Carrie Rhodes. And then I need a Mary Gunn. This doesn't make me think of Mary Gunn. If we think of Mary Gunn, well, she's just a whole lot of fun, Miss Mary Gunn. Let's see. I want a laughing person. Because Mary makes me laugh, and she just has the best smile. And so I want to see if I have one of my laughing girls. Sorry, I got my back turned to y'all for a minute. I'm going through my printables. I need to drink some water. We're going to need some flowers. That's for sure. Ooh, I like this grunge paper. I wonder if I can incorporate that. I mean, I can, of course, but look who's here. Always here. And now you know why I have a Godzilla in my craft room. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking for someone specific. I think I might have, surely I didn't use all of them. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Sorry, I have to do this with y'all all here. I might use those. These are art quotes. Well, I got lots of irritated darlings, but Miss Mary's not an irritated darling. Okay. Not by a long shot. Me and my printer, I need to have a hot date with my printer, you guys. There's one more stack. And that's it. If she's not in here, ooh, that could work. If she's not in here, I'm gonna have to think of somebody else. I like those two walking on that path. I would cut them out. It would just be the two ladies with, and not the path. And you know, Miss Mary Gunn always creates with friends, right? She always has a guest on. So let's give her the two ladies. Maybe it wouldn't have been my first choice. Well, we also have these two ladies. you guys. How about the fact that I'm not going to get all four just done today? I'm going to print the one I want for Mary. Okay, let's put this to the side. We will use those. We know we want to use these, so let's just get started with these. I can't be here all day anyways. What time is it? 7? All right. All right, so I've got all my paper strips. We can start kind of layering some of those up. We've got 3 ladies. 3 out of 4, not bad. And so let's do this thing. Let's mix and match and layer some of these up. Where? Yeah. I like that. I like those two together. Okay. Some of these I might have to trim down to be more narrow. Like I could put, let's do it. Let's trim this one down. Make it more narrow. You keep missing the best part. Oh no. Oh, wow. I really trimmed that crooked. Wow. Now y'all know why I get behind on one reason. Because if I look up, I might make it crooked. I think we can make it work though. It'll be fine. Okay, we need more narrow strips for these. Okay. This could be layered, ooh, like with that one. All right. Are those too matchy-matchy? This might be too matchy-matchy. This one's not making me happy. All right. If it's not making me happy, it's got to go. Okay. Oh, why do I've got, oh, just, I made, okay, so last year, I watched the Godzilla movie Godzilla 1, and I've never liked Godzilla. I've never understood him. And then I watched that movie, and I was like, oh my gosh, I understand Godzilla now. And I've been in love with him ever since. And then I made some Godzilla cards that were some of my favorite cards. In fact, I have one because I made them on my birthday. And so I made myself a birthday card. Let me get it. And I've just loved him ever since. I think he's over here. And I've like had people ask me to make them Godzilla cards now, and I've made more. These aren't my birthday card. I don't know where my birthday card is. These are different ones, but you'll get the idea. Is this one? I think I found my birthday card. Nope. Huh. I thought it was right here. This isn't it either. Okay, but here, I have some Godzilla cards to show you. Let's see. None of these are from that birthday session. These are since then. But I've even had people request that I make them and like put them in my shop. So here's one, Godzilla like in ancient ruins. And it just became a thing, really. I don't even know. This one's kind of like a scene from the movie that made me fall in love with him. Muffled voice from the under the desk. Oh, yeah, when I step away. Sorry. And that one. This one. These are kind of like more, you know, based on like kind of how he's been portrayed over the years. Taking over towns, crashing through cities, stuff like that. Godzilla came to play. So, yeah, I've just kind of been... This is an A9 card, by the way, everyone. It comes up on Craft Roulette, and people are like, A9? No way. I like an A9. You can do a lot with it. All right, so, yeah, I've just kind of been on a kick for a couple of years now, crafting with him in my craft room. And so it's just kind of osmosis. It's not like a real big thing. It's just kind of osmosis. All right. We need at least, I'm thinking 3 of these per canvas. So I have 4 canvases. That means I need 12. Excuse me. Yeah, all I need to do is kind of fill in these and we'll have 12, I think. If my math is mathing, I'm very close to being done here. Let me look for more scraps. I have lovely scraps. I think everyone should embrace their scraps more because after all, it's the paper you cut to use. So you know you like it because you've already used it once. I think that'll be long enough. Let's use that strip. This is just a branding strip from a piece of paper we cut yesterday. That'll work there. Okay. I can fix this. I just have to trim it a little more. She's talking about the gnomes she has stuffed under her oh, I thought she was talking about me. She has gnomes under her desk. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that, Diane. Let me get my trolls out. I have dusted off a little bit. This craft room does not get dusted. So these 3 trolls fly around in an old clog in my craft room. These were my daughters and I inherited them. But these were the crafty ones. See, so they have paint all over them. But yeah, I've got trolls. See, and she's got paintbrushes in her pocket. So when my daughter was like, I don't want those anymore, I was like, I do. And I already had this clog in my craft room. It's from Holland. And it's in honor of my grandmother. So my grandmother loved tulips and loved Dutch keepsakes and Dutch scenery. She loved the Dutch for whatever reason, like the clogs, the windmills, all those things, all these different things, right? So my grandmother had passed a couple of years ago, and I was in an antique store one day and I saw this yellow Dutch clog and it had a little tulip on it, a single tulip, and you know I had to get it. So Anyways, I've got trolls that live and clog in my room. My little crafty trolls. Bye, Paige. Have a wonderful day. I agree with Carmina. Have a great day. I need to drink more water. Okie doke. Let's glue some of these together. It's already 7:10. I gotta go. I worked till 11:30 last night, you guys. I need to not do that again today. I'm just kind of panicking on how much my team has to do while I'm gone. And I'm trying to get done as much as I can. So I'm so excited about, you know, my vacation and going and seeing everyone. I just wish I would have been more prepared and not have so many things like down to the wire, both crafting for paper Ganza and, you know, getting stuff done at work. It set me back losing those like 4 or 5 days. I have one of those trolls from Norway. I got it in Norway in a fjord when we went to see the fjords. And we stopped at this grass hut, and this lady had trolls. She kind of looked like a troll in a beautiful way. I don't mean it in a nasty way. She looked just like my grandma. Like, it weirded my husband out. He's like, she looks just like your grandma. Anyways, I bought a troll and my mother-in-law bought a troll. One of us bought a boy and the other bought a girl. So we bought a pair. And she has one and I have the other. But we have the Norwegian trolls as well. When I played with trolls when I was a little girl, you know, in the 80s. So. And I love the troll movies. You know, the newer ones. I think they're so great. I love the messages behind them, and they're just fun and easy to watch. You know, my daughter grew up on them. So, yeah. That's where that's where those trolls are from. It's from the new movies. Maybe it was actually a troll that sold you the troll. I think it was. It was interesting, actually, because when we got there, she's like, oh, you're lucky, I just opened. And we were like, oh, cool, okay. And we went to the fjords, which she was close to the fjords. And so went to the fjords, you know, did the whole touristy thing, take pictures, hike around. But we didn't stay the whole day, and it was a long drive back to Oslo. It was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours back to Oslo. So we drove back. But so I'd say there were a few hours between when we went and we found her and those trolls, and then when we were coming back by, and she had already closed. She was already gone. She wasn't there anymore. I think we stopped back by for something that she was selling. And she had already gone. It was like, was that is this real? That would definitely crossed our minds. Like, is all of this real? Okay. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. All right. 2 more. We'll pull these others out if we need to. Okay. Oh my gosh, I watched Karen McCoy. I know, I'm hopping around here. She looked like a troll in a beautiful way. Yes, in a beautiful way. She was very indigenous. She was not a transplant. Like, she and her people came from fjords. You know what I mean? No doubt about it. She was beautiful in a very indigenous way. She was a little feisty, which I like too. I didn't quite do that right. Let me see if I can slide this down a bit. Yep, okay. I'm gonna have to cut this myself. Make some new lines. All right. Okie dokie. We've got strips of paper. John, have you used your cards yet to give you prompts? The drama. Ooh, I'm here. Not in a gossipy way, but Shay, hi. I was thinking about you. Just the other day, I was like, where has Shay been? What has she been up to? I miss her. That is still wet. That is how humid it is here. You guys? Anyways, yes, I've been thinking about you. I hope you are well. That one's dry. Yay, we have something to work with. This one's wet. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine how this one's wet too? What predicament we'd be in if I hadn't like forced them to dry a little bit? Oh my gosh. So we have one that's dry, which is good. At least we'll be able to finish one together here today. Okay. To kind of decide how I want things to go. Okay. Let's get Miss Lauren Taylor out here. So, for one, I have to decide what colors and how I want to do the background. So on my card, let's pull back out the inspiration piece if I can even find it at this point. There she is. On the card, it really worked to have like this whole clean and simple thing going on. But I think on the canvas, we're gonna add some color. So I think you could use watercolor, would be amazing. You could use anything. I have these chalk pastel pencils. I think they're water reactive, the way the Stabilo All, these are Stabilo. And I bought these because I love the Stabilo All, which is in black. Let me get that out. And you can buy the Stabilo All single, like just one pencil. Where is she? Oh, there she is. So you can just buy these individually, just like this. And it's called an Aquarelle Stabilo All. And I think, yes, and this one's, basically, I believe that they're the same, only this one came in colors. So I want to look here. What should we use? Blue? we should use the blues. We might come in with a little bit of orange, but I'm not sure. So I bought these on Amazon a long time ago and never used them. So I want to use them. You don't go shopping, okay? Just because I showed you that. You don't need that. In fact, we could use Tim Holtz Distress crayons. Maybe you have some of those. These three, actually, these are kind of the perfect color. Maybe we'll use these. They came in a kit recently, you know, or maybe you bought them on your own. I have a whole collection of them that I never use. So you could use those. You could use watercolors. You could use crayons. Use whatever you have. Markers. If you have like a water reactive marker like Tombow or something, you know, Zig, whatever. Use whatever you want. Girlfriend, you don't have to have what I show you. But, oh, that takes me back to talking about Miss Karen McCoy. Yesterday, she shared some handmade watercolors, and the colors that she chose, oh, man, I wanted them all. But I'm being good, and I didn't buy any of them. I did put them in my wish list, though. Okay, so I think we'll go with the Distress crayons because I like this palette, and I think this palette is perfect for this situation. Like, it's just perfect. So let's do this. All right, so we've got our strips of paper that we want. We've got our girly. We know our color palette now. We can get to work on this background. And I am just gonna do, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, first of all, just so we're all on the same page, I'm playing. But I don't know like how it will turn out. So that color was, for everyone who wants to know, Pilled Paint. This is Fossilized Amber. This would definitely be my color palette if I were to have like one dedicated color palette. I'd have to have yellow, green, blue, and pink. Those are my colors. Okay. And all I'm kind of doing here is following these arrows and following these darts a bit. Okay. Let's do that. Let's activate it with water. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to spray it. And then we're going to brush it. I'm going to brush it with my watercolor brush. Get these to moving. See why you could just use watercolor here? You don't have to use what I'm using. But these were on my desk. And they're kind of fun. And I need to use them more often. Okay, so there's my blue. And now what I'll do is I'll bring in back in the pieces. Okay, and I'm going to start kind of visualizing again. All right. This is just how I work. Just cleaning my brush off a little bit. Don't mind me. All right. If you like more clean and simple, you don't even have to do any of this. I just wanted to add color to the equation. All right, I'm good with that. And I am still going to add in a little bit of pink too. But this is good. Now, I'm going to grab a paper towel and I'm going to clean off the gessoed part as best I can. The gesso wasn't 100% dry. This is why you want it really to be 100% dry if you want to clean part of it off. Let me grab a baby wipe. I think the baby wipe will be a little more gentle on the gesso. If the gesso was completely just fully dry, like it had dried overnight or something, it's because, you guys, it's about to pour buckets here again. But the baby wipe will be a little more gentle on that gesso. If it was fully dry, this would just wipe right off of it. But I'm wanting to reclaim some of those arrows. There. All right. I like it. Very subtle, very soft. Okay, I want to add in a little bit of this corally pink color. Oh, abandoned coral. Wow. Bye, Jill. These are distress crayons. See you soon. Okay. I'm going to fill in this little bit right here. Maybe add a little up here. Add some in different places. You guys, you can totally do this. This is not requiring special skills at all. This is just playing. And all I want to do is incorporate some of this coral because we're going to have kind of a lot of that orange corally part in the strips of paper we're going to add on top. And I think it'll help make it all make sense. And then the girl that I'm adding to this is very artsy. It looks like she's been painted in oil, like an oil painting. So I think this background will help make a lot of sense of that. Okay, so that's what we're working with. All right. It's one dirty brush. Okie doke. Now let's bring all this back in again and see what I've done. What have you done? All right, I don't even know. We're gonna find out. Let me put this right up here. Okay, what parts do I like? I don't like the coral as much as I thought I would. So it's not quite the right color for me at this strong of a strength. So I'm going to simply water it down. If you work with these distress crayons on like paper, once they dry, you can't reactivate them. They kind of become permanent. But because I'm working on a gessoed primed canvas, I can lift and take out some of this color, and it's not fully dry. So I don't mind the pink, I think, if it's diluted. And so I'm just kind of taking out a bit of that punchy coral and knocking it back. All right, now let's do this again. Much better. Yes. That's much, much better. I like that. What do y'all think? I like it. try and take care of my brush. This is one of my nice watercolor brushes. I don't want it getting gunked up with anything at all. So there we go. That's good. I can live with that till I can rinse her out properly. All right. I know. I can't wait either. Yes, watercolor pencils are water soluble, Dawn. Yes. Similar to distress crayons. Yes, you could use watercolor pencils. There's just a whole host of things. We could take one of these and do alcohol inks on it and get a whole nother look. Like any kind of medium that you want to play with is wide open. So you don't need the ones that I use today. I'm just choosing what I'm choosing because like it's right here on my desk with everything else. And it was, I thought, the perfect color for this dame right here, Miss Lauren. All right. Now I want to add in some fun parts. So I'm looking around and I want to add in some flowers. Will these flowers be right for us at this point? Not the red. The red won't work. I've got this blue, which might work. Let's take a blue flower out. These are from Sweet Pea Curiosities. I also have other colors. So they come in like all colors. Do some fussy cutting. I'm sorry I can't give y'all a set schedule. Being that I was up till midnight, I really didn't want to wake up at 5:30 today. Well, wake up to be here on time for 5:30 today, so I made it more around 6. I can't really give y'all a set schedule this week, but I may be back tomorrow because I'm working feverishly here in the mornings to get all these things done before I go. I've also got loads of laundry to do and other things as well. Before I cut that in half, let's just, so she has these really pretty pink kind of roses in her hair. Okay. Yes, I like that. So we just need one of those blue. I wonder if we can make one of these, make the smaller one work. I don't know. Let's try. I kind of feel like we can. I'm going to go back to my inspiration piece too and show you guys some other things we're going to add in here. Let's get our quotes out. Would y'all ever make these? Bye, Carmina. Sweet dreams. Would y'all ever make these? Do y'all feel inspired or like this is a project you would take on? I'm just curious. I think people get a little intimidated by a canvas, but don't be. Don't be. If you make cards and you make journals, you can work on a canvas too. I am going to come in with the Stabilo After All. The Stabilo All After All. And I'm going to define some design aspects here. Oh, this gesso is like wet again, you guys. Bless its heart. It was not ready for all of this. And I'm going to just put some Stabilo here and clean off my pencil. There we go. And we can kind of do that. All right. I hope y'all would try this because it really is fun. It's a whole nother way to think about all the supplies you have in your stash and ways that you can use them and things that you can make, you know? I'm just going to wet this down. I think sometimes when we see people make things, you might think, oh, sure, Bitty Penny, you can make that, but I can't make that. And I'm here to say, yes, you can. Will it look exactly like mine even if you use the same supplies? No. It'll look like yours, but you can do it. Okay. I think it needed that contrast. All right. That makes me even happier. Okay. So I think our canvas is finally at a place where I'm happy. We've got our pieces. We need now our quotes, our wording to go on here. And then we can start layering. I think we almost have our first one done. I'll probably just make this one with y'all today. I know everybody probably needs to go places and do things, but this is going to go right back down here. Places, people, places. All right, and I think we will stagger them like this. And this will go here. She's gonna go over here. We're gonna put some flower up here. Something like this. And now, yes, now I'm happy. Now we need to bring out, whoa, weave your world with words and wonders. That's cool. Hold hands with inspiration and run. Embrace the chaos, kiss the muse, let your daydreams bloom into reality. I like that one. Let your daydreams bloom into reality. I think that'll be a nice way to kind of square her up because she's kind of, you know, squared like that. Let's add more. This is for Miss Lauren Taylor. And she loves fan art, which is one of the things I love about her, because I like to make fan art too. I want to see if something let your daydreams. Okay, hold on. Let's now go here. Let's go to these now. Let's see if there's an art quote in here that I would want to use. I'll read these out loud so y'all can hear them too. When it comes to art, it's important not to hide the madness. Not my jam, but I like watching others make them. Well, there you go, Vicki. I would start with a collaged background covered with gesso. That's a good idea. Yeah, like you could totally do a masterboard background, a collaged background, rice paper, napkin, like yeah, the possibilities are literally endless. Any great work of art? Where the spirit does not work with the hand, there is no art. That's interesting. Leonardo da Vinci. Art is everywhere except for it has to pass through a creative mind. I like that. That's the one I want. Art is everywhere except for it has to pass through a creative mind. I mean, I think people can enjoy art without making art or considering themselves creative, but I really like that one. Let's pull that one out. I was kind of hoping one of these might work because I like the size of it. Let me see if there's another one over here. Wow, Ansel Adams. It says, our time is so short and the future so terrifyingly long. Through the art of brush, pen, and lens, we possess a swift and sure means of touching the conscious and clearing the vision. Oh, I like this one too. Okay. Art is a handcraft. It is the transmission of feeling the artist has experienced. I think that one actually fits Lauren because she must get a feeling from the things that she, you know, like when she does her fan art Friday and she's inspired by things, but then she turns it into something handcrafted. This is the one. This is the one. This is by Leo Tolstoy. I'm sure I butchered that last. Tolstoy. There we go. I think I got it. All right. I think, yeah, I really wanted this bigger one too. So this is going to go down here. All right. And now, the other thing that I loved about these were the clusters around each one, which is kind of what we've done here. And then the filling in with all these little enamel dots was so much fun. I don't have a lot of enamel dots, but I do have like these pops of color and things that I need to use because they're like a use it, lose it kind of thing. So I think I'll fill in with pops of color around these pieces. But I think this is it. I think this is what I want. Now, do I want to back this with a funky paper? Maybe. If I have one over here, that one's almost like the exact same size. I'll bring in the blue to kind of carry it down. I think that's the way. Let's just trim it a little more. So we'll get Miss Lauren's done. Shh, don't tell her. It's a surprise. And then we're going to go. I'm going to go. Yes, this is it. Got it. Yes. I would definitely make these. Love the mixed media. Yay. Good. I mean, I understand those who don't want to make it, but enjoy watching it as well. I just encourage you that if you ever get the feeling like maybe you want to, you should try it. Don't overthink it. Enjoy it. Don't be intimidated by the fact that it's a canvas. You've got this. Art is not a handcraft. It is a transmission of feeling the artist has experienced. I think art is a handicraft. I might have to fix that. I thought it said that art is a handicraft. Okay, let's put that right there. Okay. And now let's glue this one down. Right there. Okay. And I don't have to worry about my glue. It's just a PVA archival professional bookbinding glue. Perfect for paper crafts and paper projects. It will hold on this canvas forever. So don't need any special glue or anything. Okay, let me now turn this over and trim this off just like I would do on a card or a junk journal page. There we go. I'm going to keep those because I will be able to use those again. All right. Now, you could paint the edges of this, and I probably should have. I'll do that later. And I think I have to take out the whole art is not. I'm going to mark out not. Art is a handicraft for us. So where's my pen? I know it's a quote and all, but I have to fix that. Okay, so now let's glue down these pieces where we want them. Something like that. And then let your daydreams bloom into reality. Cool. I like it. So let's go with that. I'm going to take her. And she's going to be glued on here, right about there. I think I like that right there. So let me now glue all this down. I know, see, canvases can be so intimidating. Don't let them intimidate you. Think of it as just another piece of paper. And I think seriously, like buying this at the Dollar Tree for $1.25, you know, or just getting an inexpensive one will help, because you're going to be like, it's $1.25. It's, you know, some paper, some of the expensive paper is $1 or more, you know. I haven't used anything here that's like incredibly artsy. I've used mostly craft supplies. I'm using scrapbook paper, printables. I mean, that's a majority of what I'm using. Gesso, and then these are considered a craft supply, you know, distress crayons. So what's cool is this now has become like a gift and something fun that Lauren can, hopefully, if she likes it, hang it in her craft room or whatever, and it'll remind her of going to Paperganza, of us meeting in person. It's just fun. Hopefully she's not like, ooh. I don't think she will be. Okay, let's put on the drops and we're done, you guys. This is really quite simple. Once we got the, look, the trickiest part was just getting the gesso to dry. Now I'm gonna go hog wild with some pops of color. And I think Lauren is on scrapbook.com's design team, if I'm not mistaken. So it's perfect that I'm putting pops of color on here. Okay, and I just kind of want these sprinkled everywhere. And I know it's kind of hard for y'all to see, but I'm sprinkling these everywhere. You could put less. Just try to trust the process. And we did it. We did it. 1 down, 3 to go. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, it's less intimidating if you're making it for yourself, though, right? Like, versus someone else. Now, hopefully she's straight. And when I say she's straight, I'm talking about this frame. But there it is. It's hard to capture it all like close up, but 1 down, 3 to go. I love it. It looks like one of my cards on a canvas. That's the thing. Beth says, I would try just about anything once. I love that. And paper crafting, heck yeah. Why not? Why not? So one thing I like about the pops of color that are different from like Nuvo drops is that they stay dimensional. So if you put them on thick like this, like I have, and they're dimensional, see, they're going to stay that dimensional. And I love that. And I think the gold was perfect, because they catch the light and they have glitter in them. It's a gold glitter. What is this one called? I don't know if they still sell this one. Champagne. Glitter champagne is the color of this one. But yeah, it catches the light. I'm holding it like in the room. It catches the light, but it doesn't overwhelm. And there's gold in all three pieces. So this piece has gold glitter, and this one does, and that one does. So it's just perfect. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Now look, I have to do this 3 more times. The good thing is when I come back to do these, they'll be dry. They're already looking more and more dry, which means I'll be able to do a little more of the effects with the background that I wanted to do, but I still like the way that came out. So yeah, I have 3 more. This one's still wet. So this was my inspiration piece, and this is where it took me. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed hanging out with you. I didn't mean to be here this long, but look, this week we're not on a schedule. It just is what it is. I'm glad you were here. I hope you found some inspiration. If you don't want to work on canvas, don't work on canvas. Maybe take this idea and put it on your next junk journal cover. Take this idea and look, this is a card. You can do it on any scale and size that you want. It doesn't have to be a canvas, but I needed to make gifts, and so mine's on a canvas. I will come back. I'm going to let my pops of color dry because I know I will mess those up if I try to paint this right now, but I am going to paint the edge. Or I might collage book page on the edge and make it completely different. That would be cool too. To take like strips of paper like book page and cover the edge with it. Ooh, I even like this one. I don't have enough of it, but you know, that would be a nice way to finish it off. And then she doesn't have to frame it. All right. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, Dawn. Who makes it? Who makes what? It screams Bitty Penny. Yay. I need to sign it, actually. This is not the pen to sign it with. It's a micron. It really needs a different kind of pen. I need a ballpoint. I hear you, bird. Love, Biddy. There we go. It's signed. You should sign your work, you guys. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Miss Heidi Robbins. Hello. Hello to you and Jim. Tell him hi. Said hi. You guys, when I get back, I'm sending some cards out. That's one of my big goals for August. And Heidi, I got to send you and Jim one. Thanks for reminding me to share that. All right. So there it is. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I'll probably be back tomorrow. I might be doing more of this because I won't have a chance to do any more today. So what I will try to do is go ahead and print up my Mary image first, though, before I make it back this next time. All right. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.